Welcome back to the learning channel. Let's talk procurement. Today our episode number is 13. Our title of discussion is payment mechanism. Since the procurement department is known as backbone in any organization who are completely responsible for adding value or adding cost in the company. Payment mechanism help organization to import or export product or goods from the different countries. Let's see what is the payment mechanism and what are the advantages or disadvantages. Initially, there are four types of payment processes. Number one is open account trading. Number two is payment in advance. Number three, bill of exchange. Number four, letter of credit. It is also known as LC. Well, let's see each payment procedure and their benefits. Number one is open account trading. In this type, goods are shipped or delivered before the payment is due. In this scenario, importer or buyer has more advantages in terms of cash flow or cost impact. In this case, buyer cash flow will be healthy, or on the other side, exporter has high risk of bad debts or payment held for some reason. Beside this, whole payment will affect on the cash flow of the exporter or supplier. Number two, payment in advance. In this type, exporter will pay 100% in advance or 50% depend on the payment term or condition. This payment is paid before dispatching the goods from supplier. So in this scenario, the supplier has advantages in this payment process. This will help to get better cash flow and secure the payment before dispatching the product. Besides this, buyer has disadvantages in compared to the supplier. So it could be the reason of defective shipment, or it will add more costs for the buyer to communicate with the supplier and make arguments or go and do the legal case against him. So this is not in favor of importer or buyer. Third is bill of exchange. A bill of exchange is a financial instrument in writing unconditional order signed by the maker in favor to the person to pay on demand or fixed or determine the future time or certain amount of money to the order of a certain person or to the bearer of the instrument. So this method is not being used anymore because this is having defect of the payment transfer or the trust issue between the buyer and supplier. So fourth is the letter of credit. Letter of credit is a more dependable or reliable process. All the companies are following the LC process. So basically LC is a document that guarantees the buyer payments to the seller. It is issued by the bank and ensure timely and full payment to the seller. If the buyer is unable to make such payment, the bank covers the full or remaining amount on behalf of the buyer. There are different types of LC, but we will discuss on a general topic. In this process, the buyer bank issue the LC in favor of supplier through bank, and bank will take the responsibility to pay the supplier on behalf of the buyer certain documents as per declared LC. Once the shipment received in the buyer facility, the buyer will responsible to confirm all the documents like air bill, supplier invoice, bill of lading, and packing list. The buyer bank will confirm all these documents on base of those documents which are being submitted. Once the shipment is received in the buyer facility, buyer will confirm all the documents and he will ensure that his bank will check all the documents and confirm with the buyer, and after that the bank will release the payment to supplier. There is a communication between the buyer bank to the supplier bank and supplier bank to the supplier, and there is vice versa discussion going on between the supplier and the buyers. This is the best payment method. By that, there will be no fraud or miscommitment. It is the most international trading method. I hope you learned about the payment mechanism and know you can take better decision upon the contact with supplier. For more learning, please keep watching my channel.